Hey guys, I'm back. This will be my last video about the notes. If you hear my kitty, I've been gone all weekend and she's pretty excited we're home, so sorry about that. Okay, so remember we were talking about, try to keep saying them in your head. There are 7 characteristics to life. The first one is that every living thing is made of cells. The second one is that all living things respond to stimuli. And the third one is all living things like to maintain homeostasis. Okay, well, here's the fourth one. It's metabolism. Well, every living thing, in order to be alive, it has to take energy and materials from the environment, and it has to have that energy to be able to live, to grow, to reproduce, and do all those things. So it has a metabolism, which is the sum of all the chemical reactions that take in and transform this energy. Plants tend to do photosynthesis. They take in light to create sugar. Even a Venus flytrap, it's going to mainly do photosynthesis. For people or for animals, we tend to do what's called cellular respiration, where we actually take in food, and which has glucose in it, and we convert it to what we call ATP, which is our energy that all our cells just live for. So that's their fourth thing, is metabolism. Okay, moving on. Here we go to number 5. If it's alive, it is going to grow and develop, which means even with just a unicellular, it will have cell division and get larger. Multicellular organisms will actually divide their cells, and then those cells get larger, then we have development happen. Every living thing goes through those processes. Okay, so number 1, I'm going to keep repeating them to you. We got to memorize these. Okay, number 1. If it's alive, it's made of cells. Number 2, if it's alive, it responds to stimuli. Number 3, if it's alive, it does homeostasis. Number 4, if it's alive, you have metabolism. And number 5 is alive, you have growth and development. And here comes number 6, reproduction. Every living thing does it. That is the nature of life. Life wants to continue to exist. So reproduction is when, just what it sounds like, we reproduce. We pass on our hereditary information from the parent to the offspring. And this is passed with DNA. That's how it is passed. And that's that genetic information that determines who you are. And we will get more into that later in the year too. There are types of reproduction. There is asexual. If I see that letter A, I'm looking at my screen and I see that asexual. A means without, but on this case, it means only one parent. It was used to reproduce, and we will also learn more about that this year. And then there's sexual reproduction, which means it's a combination where it had 2 separate parents, and together their DNA was passed to their offspring. Okay, one more time. If it's alive, it's made of cells. If it is alive, it responds to stimuli. If it is alive, it tries to maintain homeostasis. If it is alive, number 4, has metabolism. Oh, here comes I thought my kitty was coming across the screen. Number 5, it has growth and reproduction. And number 6, growth and development. And number 6 is reproduction. My kitty threw me. Sorry about that. The last one, number 7, is evolution. And this is where, if it is alive, on Earth, it's constantly changing. So in order for a species to exist and to keep existing, sometimes it has to evolve and change to adapt to better survive, or it might go extinct. This changing through time is called evolution, which we will also study this year. And evolution, just to let you know, it doesn't happen overnight. For viruses, it happens a little quickly, but viruses aren't alive, and we're going to get to those later. But it usually takes thousands to millions of years for something to evolve. Okay, I think that was the 7 things. I'm switching the slides on you, but those 7 we will go through all year long. That is a basic, very quick rundown of what we are going to study all year long. And Unit 1 wants you to know what those basic 7 characteristics of life are. Your assignment at the end, I will talk to you about in a separate video, is to make a Flipgrid video where you talk for 2 minutes to prove to me you know those 7, and you explain to me how you are living using those 7 words. Okay, one last thing on this slide is not just that we have those 7 characteristics, but remember that first one, organization? Here's how all life, complicated life, is arranged. Even inside of a cell, even the prokaryotes, they have subunits of the cell which have functions. So, and those are called organelles. I tend to call them organelles just because I had a science teacher call them that one time, and I think of them like little organs within a cell. And especially in a eukaryotic cell, I think of them that way. So little organs keep that cell working and kind of work like a whole unit, trying to make that cell do all those things to make sure that it's living, all those 7 things. Organelles make up a cell. Cells make up tissues. Tissues make up an organ like your heart. Organs make up organ systems, like your circulatory system has your heart in it and pumps blood throughout your body. And then organ systems make up an organism like you. Okay, guys, I have one more video to do, and I'll see you in a little bit. Watch these slides, think about them carefully, think about my words, see if you can say these without looking at the screen. See you in a minute.